In this little video, I will show my results for my heart rate-based test between Nike Streakfly 2 versus Nike Invincible 3. And if you're wondering why I'm using a computer voice, watch it at the end of the video because it actually has an impact on why I did this test. And let's just start with what most people probably think: you can't compare the two shoes. And my answer is simply why not? I'm not saying that the way I choose to do things is the right way. I just try to show in my little videos what works for me. If I hadn't hit my head, I would have definitely trained differently. Try to notice how small the difference is in my average heart rate. When I run 1 kilometer at a speed that I can maintain fairly easily, as long as it is only 1 kilometer. The result would probably have been different if I had run 2:45 pace. As I always say, it is also very important to mention, you should always take these tests with a grain of salt, but I repeated the test 3 times in each pair of shoes. It is important to mention this test was not performed on the normal treadmill I usually do the tests on. I'm not going to get too nerdy now, but just as there is a difference between running shoes, there is an equally big difference between treadmills. And the one I chose to do the test on today is somewhat softer, the other simulates more running outside. And the reason for my choice is to try to take a little more care of my body. As you can see in the video, I also have problems with my arm, shoulder, and back. But I try to make the best of things as they are. And if we go into a little more detail about the test itself, you can see from my average heart rate that the difference is not huge between the shoes. The heart rate also does not vary much from the different runs. Of course, the Streakfly 2 is better at these speeds and also feels easier to run in, especially because of the weight. I actually think it's a good shoe, just not for me. My head needs more protection. For me, what makes the shoe good is its weight only. I don't think it gives back much energy. Maybe it's because I'm not good enough at utilizing the shoe. The weight of the shoes is just not the most important thing to me anymore. And when I say no more, it's because over 10 years ago I was obsessed with the weight of the shoes. Here you can see one of my old videos. This pair was my race shoes back then. And compared to the Nike Streakfly 2, it is much lighter, but just not faster. There are many shoes I would choose over the Nike Streakfly 2 if I had to run 5 kilometers as fast as possible. But there is no doubt that it is better and faster than Invincible. But which shoe do you think will get me the most out of my training and at the same time protect my body the best possible? Actually, neither of these two, although Invincible protects my body the most. But try to see which shoe I brought just for fun to make a comparison with. This pair of Prime X has run 300 kilometers, the other two are brand new. But it still feels faster and again much more protective, which means the most to me. Totally fair if others have a completely different opinion. I'm not trying to convince anyone that what I'm saying is right. I'm just trying to be 100% honest about how I experience the shoes and show my little data, which in the vast majority of cases also supports my own feelings. But before I end this video, it's very important to say that the result would undoubtedly have been different if I had run 2 kilometers instead of 1. And here I'm thinking between Nike Streakfly 2 and Invincible 3. I'm pretty sure Prime X would have still beaten them. But this test was made to show the difference for me at 1 kilometer intervals in the two shoes. And the difference was somewhat smaller than I had expected before I did the test. I'm sorry I use a computer voice. I wish I had the same skills as other YouTubers. Unfortunately, I just don't have it because of an accident where I hit my head. I'm not saying this to make anyone feel sorry for me. I also don't ask anyone to follow my channel or like my videos. But please stop writing that I'm just an AI or fake. I'm trying to do the best I can with the skills I have left, whether it's my training or making YouTube videos. And everything takes 3 times as long as before my accident. If my brother didn't help me, I wouldn't have my little channel. What I'm trying to say is even if you're not good at speaking, you can still have a passion for shoes and training. And totally fair if you write that you think my videos are bad, but do it in a respectful way and don't call me AI or fake.